Hey guys, Red Pen Running here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. This video, okay, oh my goodness, I just received this new Bitcoin miner. It is the Nerd Octaxe or Octaxe. And I got this from Minehop.eu. Thanks to them. We're also going to be doing a giveaway on one of these things. So there'll be a Gleam link down below. And also you just have to comment down below your thoughts about this new Octaxe. All right. So this is a, like one of those Bitcoin miners. Well, predominantly, I guess, solo miners, which have been quite popular. And so this thing, though, it looks like two NerdQaxe pluses just by looking at it. And I believe the chips on this thing, there's 8 chips, okay? So there are 8 S21 Pro ASIC chips in this thing. All right, so 8 of them, and the hash rate that this can achieve, apparently, which we will turn this on, and I will verify the power at the wall, okay? I have a watt meter. This thing apparently does 9.6 terahash at about 150 watts. All right, so oh my goodness, this is insane, and I truly like how Mineshop here has the stand included with it. When I unboxed the box here, which I can show you guys here, it came all nicely packed in here, and the power adapter, and also the looks like a power adapter if we're in the US for it as well. So it's all in this box, nice box here from Mineshop.eu. So thank you, Mr. Guntis, for this. And also thank you for the giveaway, okay? So again, Gleam link down below, and just comment down below your guys' thoughts about this, and make sure you like the video. So just to show you guys around here, all right, it's got the OLED screen. It's got, oh, it looks like it's got the open hardware, all right, like open source hardware. And of course, this is probably running the open source operating system, which is the AxeOS, similar to all the BitAxes, BitAxe Gammas, NerdQaxe pluses that are running that operating system, which everyone loves because it's simply open source. And it looks like we got some nice heat sinks here on the MOSFET portion here. It looks like I have one that may have shifted off here. Wonder if I can move that. Ah, yeah, I can move that a little bit. All right, so it looks like we got some nice heat sinks there. Heat sinks on the ASIC chips, of course, dual thermal right heatsink fans, low profile ones on here, so that is pretty cool. Then if we go to the top here, all right, so the power adapter, this looks like something different I've never seen before. I don't know what this is specifically called, but this looks like a more higher capacity power plug, which would probably help because this thing is going to be pulling 150 watts, right? So now if we look at the power supply end here, okay, so yeah, this is the end that goes into the top there. And then there's the power supply. All right, this power supply spec that comes from Mineshop.eu. This is a 216 watt power supply. Output is 12 volt at 18 amps, okay, for anyone that's wondering. So looks like we got a little bit of headroom. I wonder if we can do a little bit of overclocking, maybe get 10 terahash from this thing. That would be pretty cool. So you know what, we might try that in this video here. Okay, so let me go ahead and set this up, which should be fairly easy, just like the NerdQaxe and the NerdQaxe Hydro from Mineshop.eu. This one gets about 4.8 terahash. This one's about 5 terahash. I think I have that one overclocked a little bit. I should really overclock this one. I haven't done that yet. Anyways, let me plug this adapter in, and then we will see how much power this thing is going to take. Probably going to take, I'm going to guess 160, 170 watts out of the box here. So, and let's plug in the adapted part first. And it looks like it only plugs in one way. As you can see there, right? There's only really one way to plug it in because there's a, square and then a more circular part there. So we're going to plug that into here. Looks like it goes this way. Okay. And it's nice. It's actually a really hard plug to plug in. So it's really tight on there, which is good. That's really good. So it doesn't come loose, right? Okay, all right, let me plug this into the power bar now. Do this in real time, and I do have a watt meter on it. Okay, it's plugged in. Shows the Octaxe. You can see the Octaxe naming brand there. All right, now it says I need to connect to the Wi-Fi NerdQaxe 702D. Okay, so this is the benefit of this miner here, or any of these solo Bitcoin miners. Again, if you're looking for any of these Click on the link down below to Minehop.eu, and if you order over a certain amount, you can use code RPM for $100 off. But yeah, the benefit of setting these up is that I can just use my cell phone to set this up. So I'm gonna need to connect to the Wi-Fi of this device, okay? So let me do that now. So I'm gonna open up the Wi-Fi on my phone, and then I'm gonna join the NerdQaxe 702D, and once you join it, okay, the Wi-Fi directly to it, it's gonna show the web GUI access of it. All right, so it looks like we got the Nerd Octaxe open source BitAxe operating system here. All right, so that's pretty cool. So I don't think it's mining yet, so I'm gonna have to go to settings. And then now this is where I have to join it to my own Wi-Fi, okay, my own SSID at home, so that it can get internet, right? This device doesn't have Ethernet, it does only have Wi-Fi. All right, the benefit of placing this anywhere in your house, and it only needs a power source, all right? Looks like, yeah, of course, 120 volt power source to plug anywhere around your house, and you can be mining Bitcoin or solo mining Bitcoin, which I'm probably gonna try with this thing, all right? So let me put in this info here, my Wi-Fi SSID and such, and also my stratum pool, and also the fallback stratum pool for mining Bitcoin, all right, or for solo mining Bitcoin. So I'm probably gonna use ckpool.org, or I do have my own Bitcoin node locally as well, that my own FutureBit Apollo 2, you guys have probably seen that. I'm gonna point it to there, and then we'll see what kind of hash rate and power consumption we get, all right? So let me put in all my details. Okay, so I've had it on for the past 10 minutes, and it has rolled up to about 9.5 terahash, or 9500 gigahash. It's still climbing, but it says expected is 9.7 there, 9.8, so pretty much what advertised is for this. So it looks like we're up at 9.6 terahash now, and you can see the efficiency there. I'll put up on the screen here the efficiency that I can get actually relative to the actual power consumption, so you guys can see, roughly how it is compared against other ones, but it should be pretty close efficiency against a NerdQaxe ++, okay? And but I've said this before, the efficiency amongst all these Bitcoin miners, solo smaller miners that are under like a couple hundred watts, efficiency doesn't really matter, because we're talking about pennies in difference, okay, in terms of power consumption with these types of devices. It's only when you are, mining Bitcoin with big boy Bitcoin miners like S21 XPs that take over 3,000, 4,000 watts, then that's when efficiency truly matters. But efficiency on these little types of miners, you're not gonna scale like 100 of these things in your house. Then you might as well just buy a big boy miner. Anyways, let me show you guys the actual power consumption. Okay, so at the wall, here's my little power bar here. Okay, we are at 178 watts on the Nerd Octaxe. So a little bit higher than what is advertised, but I don't have this thing overclocked or anything like that. Man, I do love this screen. Look at that. We're hitting up 10 terahash. There you go. We did it. 10 terahash. And I love that I can see the IP address so that I can connect to it and configure, anything else, which I want to try overclocking it actually. Okay, so that's where things might get a little bit, well, actually depending on the, the temperature. Okay, so you can see here, I'm about 55 degrees Celsius and 48 on the VR temp. All right, ASIC temp is 55. So that's honestly not that bad. My ambient right now is about 73, so it's not that high right now. Pretty normal room temperature, which I think majority of people are going to be running these types of miners, right? But I'm going to imagine in the near future there's probably going to be some type of a hydro miner with like dual CPU coolers on an Octaxe. You guys think that's going to come out? Probably. That might be insane. But anyways, okay, so I don't have this thing overclocked. If I go up here, settings, okay, now if I go to here, okay, mining settings. All right, so mining settings is where I could overclock, but there's a button here. Okay, this is the danger zone button. All right, so this is where I can put in the frequency and core voltage and do some funky stuff, which I just saw actually. This might be a good thing. There's a car fuse on here. It's a 15 amp fuse. You guys see that? That blue thing right there. And I just actually replaced some fuses in my older truck the other day, and I was like, that's a car fuse on a Bitcoin miner. So I think that's pretty cool. Like if a, you know, a fail-safe in a sense that, you know, if it, you know, the fuse burns out or something, you can just easily replace that. And yeah, I guess that makes sense because this thing is pulling, you know, good amount of power. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna leave the danger zone one for another video. I'm just gonna, we're just gonna bump it up a little bit. Okay, let's just go. Okay, so default is already at 600 frequency, so I can't go any higher than that. How about core voltage? All right, so core voltage, okay, looks like I can go up. So you know what? Let's just go to the max, 1200 with 600 frequency. So we're gonna give it more power. Is that necessarily gonna give it more hash rate? Well, let's see. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let me save it now. Okay, so I hit save, but then we need to restart it after saving. Okay, all right, so it's just rebooting now. All right, so I'm gonna give it a bit. We're gonna see how much more power this thing is gonna pull at the wall now with the, you know, 1200 core voltage. I'm expecting, I'm gonna guess, let's say close to 200 watts. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna give it some time. Oh, it's actually already mining. Actually, I was gonna stop the video, but this is a good real-time thing. We're at 192 watts now, 193. Okay, all right, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna give it a good 10 minutes. Let's just see what the hash rate goes to. Okay, the past 12 minutes, it's over 10 terahash. And I can safely say that upping the voltage has obviously made the hash rate go higher over time versus the stock default voltage that we did. So we didn't up the frequency, all we did was put up the voltage, and so it looks like the hash rate is now over 10 terahash on this thing, but it's now pulling over, I think, 190, almost 200 watts. I was right. Oh my goodness, right on the dot. So 199, almost 199 watts at the wall here. Though, okay, and this is where I should have talked about this a lot earlier. Maybe a lot of people don't watch till the end. But the power supply, it's getting hot. It's getting toasty. And I've seen people elevate these and put like external fans to blow over the power supply to keep it cooler because, you know, you don't want these things to melt and balloon. I've actually seen that on a few of these things. So as you're running these things for, you know, 24/7, 365, the power adapters get hot. And I guess best thing you can do initially is to put it on its side and, I don't know, maybe have, I don't know, sit it on something that's, you know, more elevated in a sense, and put a fan over it because it does get really hot. Okay, all these adapters. Yeah, the other NerdQaxe. Oh, this one's really hot. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Oh, that's just from the NerdQaxe++. So I probably have to change that out or put a fan on it. Yeah, they're getting pretty hot. So safety concern, I would just try to, you know, make them cooler somehow, the power supplies. But yeah, this Octaxe is pretty sweet. I love it. Stay tuned for a video. I will do an overclocking video and we'll see if we can do even higher, you know, higher than 10 terahash. Or we did get higher than 10 terahash, but I want to see if that danger zone setting will give us even higher. Okay guys, so that's it. That's all I'm gonna do within this video. I think this is pretty cool. Overall, my final impression is this is a really cool Bitcoin miner, SHA-256. Of course, we can, you know, mine or pool mine, solo mine other forks of Bitcoin out there, solo mine Bitcoin Cash, solo mine Digibyte. I really like the presentation of this. I truly do like the already supplied, you know, 3D, this definitely looks, you know, 3D printed stand already for the Octaxe. So that's a good, you know, that's a good plus right there. Now the price of this thing, it's $680 on Minehop.eu right now. So it's basically the price of, I think, 2 of those NerdQaxe++s. And obviously the footprint of this is, it's just double the size of a NerdQaxe++, right? You guys can see there. It's basically 2 of them put together, but this thing essentially has double the hash rate because of its footprint. It feels really good quality, and of course it has the open source BitAxe software. And just to show you guys at the pool level, I'm on ckpool.org, and look at that, the Octaxe is connected, getting over 10 terahash at the pool level. Octaxe, I named it Octaxe, 10.6 terahash. The Hydro's 5 terahash, the NerdQaxe++, 4.4 terahash there. So yeah, double the hash rate essentially from a Hydro or the regular NerdQaxe++. Okay, my friends, that's it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, we're going to be giving one of these things away. Thank you to Minehop.eu. Thank you, Guntis. We're just going to do a Gleam giveaway, so click the link down below and as well as comment down below your thoughts about this Nerd Octaxe ++, or is there no plus? There's no ++. Just Nerd Octaxe, the naming scheme. There's so many different naming schemes now. There's like BitAxe, Octaxe, NerdAxe. Oh, there's so many different things out there. Anyway, appreciate you all for watching. Smash that like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, this is so cool. Peace out. Peace out.